family-owned business consisting of orchards, storage, and packing facilities. In the early 1990s, Croft realized the marketplace had changed tremendously because of the consolidating retail establishments, packing facilities, and farms.
Most of the retailers in most of the country, the world for that matter, business-wise has been consolidating. It's been happening for over 10 years, and in the grocery store industry especially, the number of actual people buying your product or customers buying your product is less than half of what it was 10 years ago.
The large chain stores have become so big that a grower himself cannot supply them with the amount of fruit that they need. When a chain store like Myers or somebody calls, they don't want 25 bushel in the bag of a pickup. They might want 10 semi-loads one day. And as growers, we're not big enough to supply them on a regular basis.
In the produce industry, the marketing changes are occurring daily. The marketplace is getting more competitive. We're having to satisfy the demands of the buyers right away. The larger packers within the United States are forging ahead, where the smaller packers are being left behind, mainly because of the changing trends in the produce industry.
Because of the consolidating marketplace, Croft decided it must develop a strategic plan to position itself for the future. As a fourth-generation family business, maintaining continued family member involvement was a driving factor in developing their strategic plan. Croft explored their strategic options and determined they had two choices. Both options presented the company with a level of risk. One, remain a medium regional packer, which meant the younger family members might not have a future in the family business. The second option, grow to a major packing and processing company, which would involve a major financial investment. This meant the business would have to secure outside financing, which they were reluctant to do. During the strategic planning process, Croft identified its strengths and weaknesses, and the opportunities and threats present in its external environment.
In doing a SWOT analysis for our planning, we looked at all these areas for our strengths and weaknesses, and where we needed to move quickly and what we needed to look at long term, what we needed to do as an overall organization to pull all these programs together and create a strong organization.
Croft identified their strengths. These included market fit, grower support, willingness to adapt to changing markets.
And strengths, we're always looking at how do we feel we fit with the products we have, with the quality level we have, with the retailers we're working with, compared to other growing regions, New York State, Washington State, other parts of the world, because really we're in competition with them.
If they weren't doing a good job, they wouldn't have growers. So as long as they do a good job, growers will stick with them.
Croft has been successful in his marketing efforts primarily because he and the company have been willing to adapt to the changing markets. We are constantly trying new marketing ideas, merchandising ideas, and we're open to any suggestions from our customers as to what they want. We'll come back and we'll work very hard to try to satisfy their demands.
Croft identified several weaknesses. These included low-yielding trees producing less popular fruit, the inability to supply the large quantities of fruit demanded by customers, the need for equipment to sort a wide variety of sizes and grades of fruit, and a need for temperature-controlled storage so fruit can be made available year-round. Croft had many opportunities. A new packing facility would increase volume and provide flexibility for grading and sorting. This would also give Croft access to larger markets. Expanded storage would allow Croft to use its equipment more efficiently. Exporting fruit was also an opportunity. Threats included competition from other types of fruits that have been introduced from overseas, such as mango. Should Croft remain the same size or grow? After considering these factors, Croft decided to expand its operation to become a major packing and processing company. It developed a strategic plan to reach that goal.
We had to energize a company that would double in size in the next 10 years. 2, we had to determine how we were going to accomplish that goal, and that was to look at developing our storage and packing facilities, updating that into the newest technology and cost savings so we can bring down our overhead and be able to store and package this product for the lowest cost possible. And then we need to increase our own acreage by at least 50%, all with new varieties and new strains. And by doing this, we're now setting the examples for our neighbor growers to be following, and they'll follow our example and move with us.
Croft's strategic plan has already achieved some success.
In reviewing the 2-year success of our venture, has shown us that we certainly have taken the right direction. It has afforded us the opportunity to talk to some of the largest retailers in the nation, and these retailers today will talk to us in similarities of what they might talk to for example, a Chiquita or a Dole or a very large conglomerate type company. In the past 2 years, we've planted 80-some thousand new trees with new strains, new varieties. We're seeing the support of other growers that are seeing the potential of our business, and they're looking at us to have us handle and work with their product.
Croft's expanded storage and packing facilities allow it to meet increasing demand.
In respect to technology, there is none more modern than this one. This has got the latest technology in packaging and formatting of the type of fruit we're putting out.
Croft has positioned itself for continued growth.
What we really have designed is a 10-year growth package that will have its continuing steps that we build into it. And we will probably see major steps about every 2 years. We've already talked to our lending institutions on the basis of expanding our building capacity, our storage capacities. We designed our new processing facilities, our equipment, the compressors, the refrigeration, the packing equipment was designed to handle a half again more fruit than what we originally started into with. But we see our domestic sales growth taking on probably something in the area of a 30% growth. We see our export sales taking on growth probably something in the area of 300%.
Organizations must also develop and implement short-term plans. What types of tactical plans must Croft develop to accomplish its 10-year strategic plan?
Planning the short term and long term. Short term is just a never-ending battle. That's a daily thing. As we constantly update what the crop is, what the varieties are, what the volume is per variety, and tailoring it to the customer, because there are certain customers that will not buy a Macintosh, but they'll buy a Jonathan. So you have to identify each customer as to what variety they're going to buy. And if Macintosh come off twice as many as you thought there was, you have a real marketing problem, and you have to be able to react to it.
My chief responsibility in marketing planning is creating new markets, and in the short term, it's to look into territories that we're weak in, find a customer, and go after them.
We also depend on our growers and packers throughout the state to supply us with product.
for Crofts to maintain a good relationship with growers. They handle a certain amount of chemicals and fertilizer for us that we can purchase through them and stuff, and they'll provide the other half of boxes. They'll provide trucks, any kind of help that you need as far as advice, marketing advice, which way you should go with your fruit, whether it be to a fresh market or to a processor or juice. They'll take a look at it and give you some advice which way to go with it. Then they provide, of course, the storage and the packing and the sales.
What we're really doing is designing the entire forecasting around national production, world production, and available marketing opportunities, and that's the structure that creates the total picture.
Croft can forecast the worldwide demand for its fruit, but the weather can immediately change that forecast. For example, frost can wipe out an entire crop overnight.
This year, I probably got one of the nicest crops I've ever grown since we've been in the business. And we've been on our own since 1978. It's a beautiful crop so far, but they're a long ways from being in the boxes and in the storage.
Companies must coordinate their activities if they are to succeed. Croft managers met to resolve some problems that resulted from their rapid growth.
We've got a really, really nice system coming up this year, folks, and we've gone through some bumps, we've gone through some stumbles. We've had our growing pains, but you know what it does, it makes better people and better operators out of all of us.
Croft's continued proactive approach to their strategic and tactical planning has enabled them to compete effectively in the marketplace.